The human mind possesses a remarkable capability to understand written language, even when the letters within words are jumbled. This phenomenon highlights the brain's sophisticated processing mechanisms and its ability to extract meaning beyond the literal arrangement of characters. Research suggests that the order of letters within a word is not as crucial as the correct placement of the first and last letters. The remaining letters can be scrambled, and the brain can still decipher the word with relative ease. This ability stems from the way the brain processes words as a whole, rather than meticulously analyzing each individual letter. When we read, our brains rapidly scan the text, identifying familiar patterns and predicting the intended meaning. The first and last letters serve as anchors, providing a framework for the brain to fill in the missing information and reconstruct the complete word. The brain leverages its existing knowledge of language, including vocabulary, grammar, and context, to make educated guesses and resolve ambiguities. This process occurs largely unconsciously, allowing us to read fluently and efficiently, even when encountering misspelled or jumbled words. Several factors contribute to the brain's ability to read jumbled words. Firstly, the brain is adept at recognizing common word shapes and patterns. Even when the internal letters are rearranged, the overall shape of the word may still be discernible, enabling the brain to quickly identify it. Secondly, the brain uses contextual cues to aid in comprehension. The surrounding words and sentences provide clues about the intended meaning, helping the brain to narrow down the possibilities and resolve any ambiguities arising from the jumbled letters. Thirdly, the brain employs a process called top-down processing, where prior knowledge and expectations influence perception. When we encounter a jumbled word, our brains draw upon our existing knowledge of language in the world to make informed guesses about its meaning. This top-down processing interacts with bottom-up processing, where the brain analyzes the individual features of the word, such as the shapes of the letters and their relative positions. The interplay between these two processes allows us to read even when the input is imperfect. The ability to read jumbled words is not solely dependent on the correct placement of the first and last letters. The length of the word, the frequency of the letters, and the degree of jumbling also play a role. Shorter words with more common letters are generally easier to decipher than longer words with rare letters. Similarly, words with only minor jumbling are easier to read than words with significant rearrangement of letters. Individual differences in reading ability and experience can also influence the ease with which people can read jumbled words. Skilled readers who have developed a larger vocabulary and more efficient reading strategies are typically better at deciphering jumbled words than less skilled readers. Furthermore, people who are familiar with the specific words being jumbled are more likely to be able to read them accurately. The phenomenon of reading jumbled words has implications for our understanding of reading processes and the organization of the brain. It suggests that the brain does not rely solely on precise letter-by-letter decoding, but instead employs a more holistic approach that takes into account word shapes, contextual cues, and prior knowledge. This understanding can inform educational practices, particularly in the teaching of reading and spelling. By focusing on the development of word recognition skills and contextual awareness, educators can help students become more proficient readers, even when encountering imperfectly spelled words. The ability to read jumbled words also highlights the resilience and adaptability of the human brain. Despite the challenges posed by scrambled letters, the brain is able to compensate and extract meaning, demonstrating its remarkable capacity for pattern recognition and problem solving. This ability is not limited to reading but extends to other cognitive domains, such as visual perception and auditory processing. The brain is constantly adapting to imperfect and noisy input, using its vast resources to make sense of the world around us. Understanding the mechanisms underlying the ability to read jumbled words can provide insights into the neural basis of reading and language processing. Researchers have used neuroimaging techniques such as functional magnetic resonance imaging and electroencephalography to investigate the brain regions involved in reading jumbled words. These studies have identified a network of brain areas, including the visual cortex, the language areas, and the prefrontal cortex, that are activated during the reading of jumbled words. The visual cortex is responsible for processing the visual features of the letters and words. The language areas, such as Broca's area and Wernicke's area, are involved in language comprehension and production. The prefrontal cortex plays a role in higher-level cognitive processes, such as attention, working memory, and decision-making. The interaction between these brain regions allows us to efficiently and accurately read both correctly spelled and jumbled words. Further research is needed to fully elucidate the neural mechanisms underlying the ability to read jumbled words. However, the existing evidence suggests that it is a complex cognitive process that involves multiple brain regions and cognitive functions. The ability to read jumbled words is a testament to the power and flexibility of the human brain. It demonstrates our capacity to extract meaning from imperfect information and adapt to challenging situations. This ability is not only essential for reading but also plays a role in other cognitive domains, such as visual perception, auditory processing, and problem solving. The study of reading jumbled words can provide insights into the nature of human cognition and the organization of the brain. The ability to read jumbled words can be affected by various factors, including age, reading experience, and cognitive abilities. Children who are learning to read may struggle with jumbled words, as they are still developing their word recognition skills and contextual awareness. Adults with dyslexia, a learning disorder that affects reading ability, may also find it difficult to read jumbled words. However, with practice and training, individuals with dyslexia can improve their ability to read jumbled words and other types of text. Cognitive abilities such as attention, working memory, and processing speed can also influence the ability to read jumbled words. Individuals with high cognitive abilities tend to be better at deciphering jumbled words than individuals with low cognitive abilities. This is because cognitive abilities are essential for efficient and accurate reading. The ability to read jumbled words can be improved through various techniques, such as reading regularly, practicing word recognition, and developing contextual awareness. Reading regularly helps to expand vocabulary and improve word recognition skills. Practicing word recognition involves identifying and memorizing common words and word patterns. Developing contextual awareness involves paying attention to the surrounding words and sentences to understand the intended meaning. By using these techniques, individuals can improve their ability to read jumbled words and other types of text. The ability to read jumbled words is a valuable skill that can be used in various contexts, such as reading emails, websites, and social media posts. In today's digital age, we are constantly bombarded with information, some of which may be poorly written or contain errors. The ability to read jumbled words can help us to understand this information more easily and efficiently. The ability to read jumbled words can also be used in educational settings. Teachers can use jumbled words as a tool to assess students' reading comprehension and word recognition skills. Jumbled words can also be used to create engaging and challenging reading activities. By using jumbled words in the classroom, teachers can help students to develop their reading skills and improve their understanding of language. The ability to read jumbled words is a fascinating and complex cognitive process that highlights the power and flexibility of the human brain. It is a valuable skill that can be used in various contexts, and it can be improved through practice and training. By understanding the mechanisms underlying the ability to read jumbled words, we can gain insights into the nature of human cognition and the organization of the brain. This knowledge can inform educational practices and help us to become more proficient readers. There are some limitations to the jumbled word effect. Firstly, the effect is most pronounced when the first and last letters of the word are in the correct position. If these letters are also jumbled, the word becomes much harder to read. Secondly, the effect is stronger for shorter words than for longer words. Longer words have more letters that can be jumbled, making it more difficult for the brain to reconstruct the word. Thirdly, the effect is influenced by the frequency of the word. Common words are easier to read when jumbled than rare words. This is because the brain has more experience with common words and is better able to recognize them even when they are misspelled. Despite these limitations, the jumbled word effect is a robust phenomenon that has been demonstrated in numerous studies. It provides valuable insights into the way the brain processes written language and the strategies that we use to understand what we read. In conclusion, the ability to read jumbled words is a testament to the remarkable capabilities of the human brain. It demonstrates our ability to extract meaning from imperfect information and adapt to challenging situations. By understanding the mechanisms underlying this ability, we can gain insights into the nature of human cognition and the organization of the brain. The brain relies on context, prior knowledge, and pattern recognition to decipher jumbled words, showcasing its flexibility and adaptability.